Okay, so looking at the anterior pituitary, I've got my hypothalamus here, connected by the infundibulum. Here's the anterior pituitary. Here's the posterior pituitary, and blood, systemic blood supply there. So we know that the anterior pituitary is glandular. The connection between hypothalamus and anterior pituitary is through the blood. So we know we have our first capillary bed here, second capillary bed here, and the connection is some vessels between that. And this is the hypothalamic hypophyseal portal system. All right, so in the hypothalamus, there are 3 nuclei that supply releasing hormones. And the first one, is called the paraventricular. Paraventricular nucleus. And let's see, the second one here, I can identify these. This is the preoptic nucleus, and this one will be the arcuate nucleus. So the paraventricular nucleus makes CRH, and CRH is corticotropin releasing hormone. Corticotropin releasing hormone. It goes, so CRH goes into the capillary bed 1, travels down here to the capillary bed 2, and it will stimulate a corticotrope. And that corticotrope will dump ACTH into the blood. So CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone, causes the release of ACTH from the anterior pituitary. ACTH will target the adrenal cortex. So the adrenal cortex makes glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, and androgens, but we'll get that when we talk about the adrenal glands. So it targets the adrenal cortex for adrenal hormones. All right, the paraventricular nucleus also secretes TRH. So that's thyrotropin releasing hormone. So it also comes from here. TRH goes into the portal system at the capillary bed 1, goes down to capillary bed 2 to a thyrotrope. And that's a cell called a thyrotrope. The thyrotrope will then dump TSH into the blood. So TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone. And of course, it targets the thyroid. and it stimulates the thyroid to secrete thyroid hormone. So thyroxine, T4, and triiodothyronine, which is T3. All right. The next one out of the preoptic is GnRH. So GnRH. So GnRH is growth hormone. So this is growth hormone releasing hormone. And again, it goes down the bloodstream into the second capillary bed to a somatotrope. Somatotrope. And the somatotrope then will secrete growth hormone into the blood. So growth hormone targets basically, it's for growth, so it targets the liver, and then not directly, but indirectly from the liver, then it targets cells and tissues for growth. So it is a hormone that targets tissues specifically, where the other releasing hormones, the ACTH and the TSH, it's targeting another gland. Okay. All right. So the next one, let's see, this one. Yes. Okay. So the next one from the preoptic is PIH. And it targets a lactotrope. And this one's a little different because this basically stops lactation. Didn't spell that too well there. So it basically, it blocks prolactin. So this is PIH, which is called prolactin inhibitory hormone. So it tells anterior pituitary, actually it tells it not to secrete prolactin. So when it's time to lactate and feed baby, then that is blocked, and so you no longer have prolactin blocking it. It stops secreting prolactin to allow you to make milk and breastfeed the baby, and then when that's done, then prolactin comes back down again, so that we're not always lactating. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit different, something you just have to remember. So prolactin inhibitory hormone is that one. All right, the last one comes from the arcuate nucleus. Yeah, the arcuate nucleus, and it is, here's arcuate, so there's that, goes in there, and it is what's GHRH. So this is basically called gonadotropin releasing hormone. It goes into the first capillary bed, goes down to the second capillary bed to reach a gonadotrope. And that will secrete two hormones. So let's see, LH and FSH. All right, so GHRH. So that's gonadotropin releasing hormone. And that releases LH, or luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone, or FSH, which is follicle stimulating hormone. All right, and I think that is all of them. Okay, so yes, this is a very busy drawing here. I get it. But there are basically 3 nuclei in the hypothalamus that make releasing hormones that go into that first capillary bed, go down to the second capillary bed, and stimulate these tropic cells, okay? And stimulates those cells to secrete their hormone into the blood. So CRH, corticotropin releasing hormone, stimulates ACTH to be secreted. TRH, thyrotropin releasing hormone, stimulates TSH to be secreted. GnRH, growth hormone releasing hormone, stimulates growth hormone to be released. PIH, prolactin inhibitory hormone, inhibits prolactin. And GHRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, stimulates luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. And the target there is the ovaries, testes, and that area there. All right. So that takes care of the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. So the next gland we're going to talk about is the thyroid gland.